3 John chapter 1 verse 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. God has endowed us with a certain amount of vital force. He has also formed us with organs suited to maintain the various functions of life, and He designs that these organs shall work together in harmony. If we carefully preserve the life force and keep the delicate mechanism of the body in order, the result is health. But if the vital force is too rapidly exhausted, the nervous system borrows power for present use from its resources of strength, and when one organ is injured, all are affected. Nature bears much abuse without apparent resistance. She then arouses and makes a determined effort to remove the effects of the ill treatment she has suffered. Her effort to correct these conditions is often manifest in fever and various other forms of sickness. When the abuse of health is carried so far that sickness results, the sufferer can often do for himself what no one else can do for him. The first thing to be done is to ascertain the true character of the sickness and then go to work intelligently to remove the cause. If the harmonious working of the system has become unbalanced by overwork, overeating, and other irregularities, do not endeavor to adjust the difficulties by adding a burden of poisonous medicines. And this is at 144,000teachers.org. The method we use in case of sickness. We ascertain the cause. The health evaluation is actually helpful to ascertain the cause of sickness, and it shows the people that they need to obey and live or disobey and die. And the way we proceed with the health evaluation, it's always by combining it with the 8 laws of health. It cannot be done any other way. So side by side here, we have 2 windows on the computer, the health evaluation and the 8 laws of health. And this is the way to proceed. Ask the client, because they are not patients, we are practitioners, and we call them clients. So the health evaluation we have prepared here is edited and adapted in order to ask important questions so that the client can see for themselves, and the way we proceed, they will be able to answer their own question, just like we read. If there is sicknesses, the person should be able to ascertain the reason for that sickness. Let's start with question number 1. Do you enjoy physical activity such as a brisk 1-mile walk? Usually the person will say yes or no, but this is not the method. Once you have asked the question, you ask the client to determine which of these 8 doctors or 8 laws of health is that related to. And they will usually say exercise. However, you want to encourage them to see that in that simple question having to do with walking and physical activity, there are many more doctors that are involved. So we have exercise, sunshine, temperance, and if you exercise, you will need some water, and you will have fresh air. And very often, when people are sleepy and tired, and they have slept a good night, a long night of rest, if they're still tired when they wake up, it's very often because they're lacking exercise. And of course, if you obey these laws of health, then hopefully you can learn to trust in God, and then that will make you hungry. So now you can have very good nutrition. Let's proceed to number 2 so you can understand the procedure as you start working with this health evaluation, always comparing it with the 8 laws of health. Do you ever feel chilly or have cold skin on any body part? Again, yes or no, and we show the client the 8 laws of health. Why do you think you have body parts that are not warm? They're cold most of the time. One reason that the people may say is poor circulation. Well, then that's asking the question differently. Why do you have poor blood circulation? That's why your extremities are cold. It could be because of a lack of exercise. You need to go more to the sunshine. You need to be more temperate. Drink a lot of water, have a lot of fresh air. It could be fatigue as well, so you need more rest. And also the food will influence your blood circulation. So having done all this, then you learn to trust in God. Let's do now another question. Do you have a set meal time? Do you think you eat too much? Again, the answer is found here in the 8 Laws of Health. So, of course, the people having to do with food, they will go to the doctor nutrition right away. But why is it that it's only the people who understand this will see that this is not only nutrition that is involved? Why is it that people eat too much? Well, it may be because they have stopped looking after their health, and many people who eat too much suffer also of different problem in their health and also with obesity. So here again, if we exercise, if we have the sunshine, and this is preferable to do that right in the morning after you have done your devotion, after you're getting dressed and ready to go, then you are able to see the value of what we're talking about. Exercise, sunshine, against temperance. If you eat too much, there is a lack of temperance, and we want to know why. It could also be that many people think when they're hungry, they have to feed their body. Well, many times it's not because the body is hungry. It's because it's digesting, and before the meal and after the meal, you can drink water, but not during the meal. During the meal, then that can also impede your digestion. Of course, having fresh air helps to be hungry, but also having a balance, not only a balanced lifestyle as far as nutrition is concerned, but the hours of the meals are very important. And this will also help you to rest better, because then you will eat and leave at least 5 hours between the meals, and specifically 4 to 5 hours before going to bed. So all of these can be answered only by looking at the 8 Laws of Health. So why do you think you have frequently colds? Again, what is it that's lacking? Could it be a lack of exercise, a lack of sunshine, not enough temperance in our life? Drinking a lot of water also will help with that. Eliminate the mucus and not accumulate in the body. Having fresh air, which combines with exercise always, and then rest better, and also eat better. That is very important. So we have already seen 4 of those questions, and you can see that it's only a matter of understanding for the people to see that it's not just one of the 8 laws of health that they're disobeying, but it could be all of them. And of course, if we break one, we break them all, and we're showing lack of trust in God. Do you use tobacco, alcohol, caffeine, and medication? So people will say yes, no, no, yes. If they use any of those, tobacco, alcohol, caffeine, medication, that can also impeach their capacity of exercise, to go outside. Sometimes people don't even feel like it. And lack of water also will cause a lot of problem if you are on high level medication. Air, rest, nutrition, all of this, when you consider them, are affected. If a person is addicted to alcohol or drugs or cigarette or drinking coffee and taking too much medicine. So, of course, again, it comes to temperance and trusting in God. Remember, if you break one of these 8 laws of health, it's like the 10 commandments. You break them all, and you pay the price. Now, I'm going to go a little bit further. There are questions that you probably see, very simple. Do you have allergies, hay fever, skin problems, sinusitis? And so many people again will say yes, yes, no, no, and they think that this is the answer. The answer is found in the 8 laws of health. So what do you think you have? Allergies or skin problem? Or again, it could very well be not enough water, Maybe what you eat is affecting that as well, because some of them actually have to do with the lungs, but some of them have to do with the skin. So if you look carefully at these disease, you could say none of the disease among you that was also among the Egyptian, but the allergies, the sinusitis, hay fever, and skin problems are related to our lifestyle. And our lifestyle is basically presented here to be in good health. Trust in God, exercise, sunshine, temperance, which makes the test, water, air, rest, and nutrition, which makes the warning. So when we are receiving a test, it is for our admonition, for our warning, and also for our repentance if we have disobeyed any of these 8 laws of health. We can continue, especially with this one here. Do you ever feel depressed or gloomy? Why is it? Why is that the people feel depressed? Well, depression many times is related directly to a lack of water. We will see that in a further study on the depression and a lifestyle program, and it will involve drinking water according to your weight. And this is very important to obey because a lack of water can cause depression because of the toxin of the body. So here again, those are instructions that you may never have expected to have to practice, but you cannot just count on figuring out the disease and then have medication or an herb and you'll be fine. Many people, if they do not want the medication, they're just as addicted, we could say, to using too much of the natural remedies. And when you use herbs and all the natural remedies, they're exactly the same purpose, but for better result is to take care in case of sickness. If you're not sick, you do not need to be on medication, neither are you to use the herbs all the time. So again, depression can be demonstrated by experience by simply drinking water for 10 days, and that will be sufficient. And the way you calculate your water intake is simple. You take your weight, you divide it by 2, and you divide it by 8 for 8 ounces. So then you will see if you're meeting the quota. And if not, that could be the reason why you're depressed or sleepy or gloomy, and you never knew why. So here you know. And then when you have finished those questions, we bypass some, but I'm sure by now you have an idea that every one of these questions are related to more than one of the 8 laws of health. So here we have now, if you are willing to present some capacity for the client to have mental and spiritual capabilities by daily study, meditation, and prayer, they might say yes. So you might be able then to attract them to further study with you. And then you can ask the question, would you like to be personally instructed in how to restore your health and prevent sicknesses and diseases naturally? If you don't ask, you'll never know. Until they say no, don't assume, just ask them. And then, or participate in a health seminar series when we present one. Or make sure you do, because if you have asked them, they will be expecting it, some of them. And now you are prepared to write their name and address, and yourself, you can simply sign it if you have your lifestyle educator certificate. And this is what 144,000teachers.org is all about, is to educate, educate, and educate. And you keep this in file, and if you do have a health seminar or health presentation, now you're starting to have a guest list. So this is a very, very important approach, is the first step when you're dealing with clients who are not well or yourself, is to ascertain the cause. And you do it by simply using the sample health evaluation and comparing it always to the 8 laws of health. And the people will teach themselves why they're not feeling good. So this is what we wanted to encourage you with, which we have read at the beginning of our lesson. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. So may the Lord bless you and cause his face to shine upon you and give you much peace. May the Lord bless you.